leaving out 2026 and where we know Mando Grogu is going to go, I ask the question now in our closing moments. Is there a goddamn thing Disney can do to salvage this at this point? Considering they keep announcing, I swear to God, they just announced that somebody else gets more movies this week. Swear to God, I saw it somewhere. Somebody who wrote an episode for I think for Skeleton Crew is going to be allowed to do something or something. I don't know. It's
That's standard for Lucasfilm. They announce stuff just to drum up some excitement, and they never follow through. And even the biased media start to report that.
Mm-hmm. So anything. Is there anything they can do? I'll throw it out to you guys. Is there anything they can do to win, to get a real win, to bring back the actual fan base, not the creeps and the not keep pandering to the creeps and the weirdos?
In my opinion, under Disney and Lucasfilm, no.
Yeah, I can't see a reasonable answer to that question. I mean, there's the extremes we could go to, like fire everyone involved, sell it to someone who cares.
No,
there's that extreme.
I'm talking within the scope of Disney Lucasfilm.
Yeah, it's still extremes. Decanonize everything that Disney's made. Those are too big extremes to be viable. So no, the answer would be no. Unless you go to an unforeseen, implausible extreme, there's nothing that will even get them a win.
Yeah, because look at the way it's broken down here. They thought that the sequel trilogy was going to take them to the future. It has been 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's been almost 7 years. 7 years. And they have not ventured beyond I'm Bray Skywalker. Show me where they've done it. Can you?
Lego.
Doesn't count.
It's a trap.
They have not gone beyond the sequel trilogy because they're afraid. Because they know they're not. Even retarded Disney Lucasfilm knows. They look at their numbers and they see, wow, we go beyond this. Nobody's interested. So what have they done for 7 years now? They retread very compressed time periods where there's not a lot of room to maneuver. They have butchered in comics the year and a half between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. They have butchered it horribly.
They have not been exploring the stuff that they did. They are going back and trying to bring back people by going to the periods that we like. And
nostalgia is the only tool that they have left.
Yeah, and they're ruining those time periods by keeping going back. So
and you bring that up. Both of you bring per point. It's nostalgia. They're going back for us. But guess what? We're not here. We're not buying what they're selling. Nobody is saying, please take my money. I mean, yeah, the Jedi Survivor series, those made some money, had fun, but most of all, people play them and they're done. To use the quote, those games fall right off as soon as they're done. They have their window and they fall right off. They are not relevant. The third one is at least 3 or 4 years game. You really think in 3 or 4 years when we release the third one in that anybody is hanging on, waiting with bated breath for Cal Kestis? No!
He should have died at the end of the first one. I stick with that. He was a Padawan. He can't be a Jedi Master like they're saying. They can't start a new Jedi Order. He could plan on doing that in the first one, but he has to die. He can't make it to A New Hope, at least.
But and that's the point. We talking about that. They keep lodging these things in between the real Lucas timeline, and they keep mucking it up. And then they are locked into their own between Return of the Jedi and sequel trilogy timeline. They continue to butcher. They'll butcher. I mentioned it. They butcher their own continuity. So they have no stories to tell that are interesting to anybody. This is why there is no saving it. There is no interesting stories to tell. People don't care about Ahsoka. Dave Filoni thinks he is better than George Lucas, and nobody with a brain has bought that at all. It's out. It's done. And here we are. There is no way for Disney to save Star Wars as long as they own it. because they burned every single legitimate money-making bridge. When Mandalorian Grogu comes out, this likely $300 million plus movie, there's no way it's under $300 million. No way at all. Plus the marketing bonanza they're going to try and push with it, because they still think Baby Yoda moves merch. That little green, I almost said a very bad word. that little green thing. He ain't a marketing juggernaut that he was when he first came out. Every girl, Dragon Lady, I'm looking at you. Every girl that bought their "he's so cute" merch, they have it all. They have all the "he's so cute" merch. There's nothing. There's no market left for that little green bastard.
I actually got a Baby Yoda ornament as a gift from someone over Christmas.
And I bet you squeed. I bet you squeed when you opened it. He's so cute. She did it.
You think Baby Yoda's the main reason Disney's still going with their TV shows? Kept them afloat with the merch.
I don't know.
But even I didn't go anywhere near. Even I didn't go anywhere near the third season of Mando because of what they did with Gina. So I was done after season 2.
I would judge people less if they loved the baby Jabba the Hutt from the Clone Wars movie.
They're introducing Jabba's son in this next round of stuff they're putting out.
That movie's terrible, though.
Oh, that was bad. It was bad. But what we have here is a situation of no win. And I'm going to reiterate what I always say about this. Owning the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy is not making them money. Some people want to put out there that that's a license to print money. Show me where it's printing money for them right now. Show me.
If they re-released it into theaters on a regular basis, yeah, that would make them a decent amount of money.
But they can't do that. They can, but they can't, because when they do it, it embarrasses their shit. Because if they listen, it would be a simple thing. Re-release Revenge of the Sith on its 20th anniversary in May. Re-release it. It's a very simple thing. It's the favorite of the prequel trilogy. Everybody loves it. Even the haters love it. But they won't do it. At least not in a large scale release. It would be limited. Either way, these companies are dumb. I mean, WB needs money. Lucasfilm doesn't. I mean, Jed, you showed me an article this morning. A post.
I did.
Yeah.
We've got the numbers for the Willow TV show.
Yeah. This is why Disney Lucasfilm was a failure. This is why it's a failure. And why they can't save themselves. They can't save anything.
I find it funny because Gary has his contact over at the Marvel Studios, and his contacts even said, "We have no idea what's going on over at Lucasfilm. They don't talk to us."
Look at this. They spent $172 million on 8 episodes of utter garbage that Jed and I couldn't get through 2 episodes of.
And then they removed it from their streaming service, 30 days after it came out? It costing them so much money just to leave on the platform that they eviscerated its existence. There's no physical media. The only possible way to watch Willow is to go to Pirate Bay.
Yeah. And Jed, we won in this. Willow remains now fine because they pulled it from existence. It doesn't count.
There's no sequel yet, just the movie.
Yeah,
it's just the
doesn't
movie.
count. This is why. I mean, this is how you would know that the sequel trilogy could. This is the framework, the roadmap for eliminating something. If you pull it from existence, it doesn't count. And that's what's going to happen one day with Disney Star Wars. I swear. It'll happen one day. Someone will get a hold of it, and they will yank it all. But here, Willow, the movie, is now all there is, and that's great. Or the NES video game, which I was talking about last week. That's a fun one. That's a wild and weird game because it doesn't follow the movie at all.
That's a blockbuster movie budget, though.
Yeah.
Like Nosferatu, which came out, which was a beautiful, beautiful film. Great talent put into that film. Cost $50 million. It only costs $50 million. That's nothing.
Well, here's the thing. Willow, $172 million. Acolyte, $180 million. $200 million. I think it was what was it? Maybe what was it? 220. I think the real
220 at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. We know that Skeleton Crew is up there. It's up there in its cost. And They make all this shit for Disney Plus with no return on investment.
Oh, I don't care if any of these shows, let's say Willow, just hypothetically, since we're looking at the budget, even if Willow was the most watched TV show of the last 20 years, it is impossible to make a profit on a streaming service show that costs this much. Like if you had a $50 million show and it was super successful, like Squid Game, as far as I'm aware, season 1 was relatively cheap to make. That one, I think, made money for Netflix, especially since they're just distributing it. I would say that one made money. But if you spent nearly $200 million on any TV show, The Witcher's never made money for Netflix. It physically cannot. It can be the next Game of Thrones if it's on streaming service without ads. Now that they're starting to do ads, the formula is changing a little bit. But without ads, there is no physical way for it ever to make money, regardless of its popularity. But when you have something like Willow, where it disappears off the ratings, no one watches it, it makes sense why they have to purge it from existence, hoping to get whatever tax break they can from deleting it. Yep. There's just no
and
physical
it saved
way.
the legacy of the franchise.
Wasn't Willow, I mean, the show Willow, it was mostly live action, right? Where did all that money go?
The actors, it didn't go to them because it was a bunch of no-name teenagers, which was weird.
Warwick Davis and what's her name? Val Kilmer's ex-wife. Suddenly forgot her name.
The queen or the princess from the first
Sorsha. Sorsha. They were the only named real names in there.
There was that black ginger chick that Disney uses and everything. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Solo. She was in it.
Is she worth anything though?
I don't know, but she's just in enough that maybe Disney's like, oh, well, we have to pay her more to keep her.
I'm baffled by where all that money went.
It didn't go into the CGI. There wasn't a whole lot. This could have operated on a low CW budget and turned out exactly the same.
But this is just an example. This is another reason none of this can be saved. They've wasted so much money. They did Lucasfilm, between Disney Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Willow. It's a black hole. I mean, Disney Plus is a black hole. Lucasfilm is also another black hole. Nothing goes in. Everything goes in, nothing comes out. Put it the right way. Anyway, so Disney Star Wars cannot be saved. Not by Disney. Someday in the future, if they are forced to relinquish it, yes, there are roads to redemption, roads to saving it. But as long as Disney has it, not going to happen. There is no conceivable way, because they've lost the fan base, the real fan base. They've lost real fan base. They have lost any lock on a market. Nobody buys merch anymore. Nobody really buys merch. And the zeitgeist is crap. When we cover cover Star Wars Celebration this year, because we'll cover it, because I guarantee there'll be some golden moments for us. It's not going to move the needle for anybody. It's going to be a bunch of yammering, clapping seal stands, because that's what goes to it. Even it's in Japan, that's a long way to go. Very expensive road trip, and not a lot of people can do it in what will still be a recovering economy at that point. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.